What is up, guys? Interfire Game here. Now I was going to, say that, I wasn't gonna do the video, but I decided to just say it because you know what, this would make sense. If you hear me out, this would make sense. Don't get me wrong, PhD Flopper is really one of the best perk in Black Ops 3, but it's ruining a lot of things. It's when PhD Flopper's not there. Now, let's say you're playing Call of Duty World at War. No, let's say you're playing Black Ops 3, and you get the Panzer Schreck, and you get the XM53 every single time. And then, after so many times of getting it, you're just like, God dang it. Why? I wish I had PhD Flopper right now. Yeah, I'll bet you would, you freaking fanboy. Now, if you hate Black Ops 3 and World at War, then you're probably a fan of PhD Flopper every single time. And don't get me wrong, I like PhD Flopper, but I think it's gonna ruin it's gonna ruin the Call of Duty community, or at least the Zombies community by a whole. Because I'm on the defensive side of explosive weapons like the XM53 and the RPG. Let's talk about them. First of all, it's when PhD Flopper's not there is when you're upset. I mean, I would understand why you would not like PhD. PhD Flopper is the best perk to everyone. But I have to disagree. Now, the reason why it's not in Black... Now, I've mentioned this in another video, but the reason why it's not in Black Ops 3 is because of the new sliding system, which was implemented in Ghost, but then it was obviously in Black Ops 3, and it's probably going to be in Infinite Warfare as well. Holy crap. Seriously, guys, I like PhD Flopper, but there's a lot of things wrong. So, let's talk about the ones that don't need it. The XM53, because, you know what? It's good. I actually like it. Everybody hates it because, like, in the Smith plays, he literally says, in the end, it's at number 5 at the worst weapon in Call of Duty Zombies because it's a launcher. And there's no PhD Flopper. That really makes me upset. And, I just come to realize that PhD Flopper is ruining things. It's ruining every single explosive weapon. It's like you would never play World at War or Black Ops 3 if you don't have your PhD Flopper. So, holy crap, you guys are awful. Just like this last gen game at the moment. Don't know what I'm doing anymore. But the point is, every single explosive weapon in Zombies is the worst. Only because it's explosive. I mean, you all say, like, oh my gosh, the MR6 and the Bloodhound are the worst when Pack-a-Punch because there's no PhD Flopper. I'm gonna go get the M1911 and Pack-a-Punch and buy PhD just because it's PhD Flopper on the map. Say that, and I will get mad. Because it just makes me mad that nobody likes a certain weapon because of PhD Flopper. I mean, they're pretty much the same thing, and you're only hating it because there's no PhD Flopper. Well, you know what? I have a chat. You know what? I'm gonna make a challenge. So I'm gonna grab one friend to do this challenge with me on Black Ops 2 Grief, Mob of the Dead. So what we're going to do is that we're going to do the perk challenge. So I can grab whatever perk I want, while the other person can only grab PhD Flopper. And then we'll see what you can do then. I mean, I would understand if you do better than me, probably because you're a better player. However, I can easily survive without PhD flopper. Because, I'm careful with my weapons. But in the end, it's just like explosive weapons hated. So, in the end, explosives aren't bad, but they are hated because of the lack of PhD flopper. And that makes me mad. And you know what? If you guys really want PhD flopper to make it into Black Ops 3, it's not gonna happen. So you know what? How about you and your tiny little self and your PhD flopping little self go to Black Ops 2 or Black Ops, because those are the only maps with it. Don't even bother buying World at War. Just go return it or something. Because you know what? You guys obviously really hate it so much because there's no PhD flopper. Like, the XM53 is really powerful. The War Machine is just stupid, but I mean, man, not every single explosive weapon needs PhD flopper, man. So, yeah, there's no way that PhD flopper is ever going to return, no matter what you say. But all I can say is that whenever you get an explosive weapon, you're gonna have to deal with it. Now, I'd be okay if you guys do not like explosive weapons, but at least give them a little credit for crap's sake, because you know what? Everybody be ragging on explosive weapons a little bit too much. Now, it's like, oh my gosh, this is the worst weapon. It's a launcher. Better put it on my top 5 worst zombie weapon list. Now, I'm not making fun. I'm not trying to make fun of that person who said that, but man, I would understand if the MR6 is weak, but the M1911 gets too much credit, and the Bloodhound just doesn't. And the Bloodhound and the I mean, I was relieved when I heard. Like, I was just completely relieved when I've heard that the M1911 is not going to make a return. But then when they pack-a-punched it, I realized it's the same thing. So I wouldn't mind it being pack-a-punched as long as we get a different weapon that makes the cut. But it appears that it's still not better than the M1911, according to the zombies community. And, still makes me mad to this day. Because this just proves that the M1911 will still always be the best, no matter what you do. So, Treyarch, either make it good or just, I actually dislike the M1911 just because. So, I just don't know what to say anymore. I mean, there's nothing really much else to say because, let's face it, I've covered everything I wanted to say. I just really wish that, the M1911 doesn't have to be the best just because of PhD flopper. But every single time that happens, it's never gonna work. The M1911s will always be the best guns, and that's only because of PhD flopper. But anyways, guys, I'm getting tired of this, so thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying that PhD flopper is bad. I'm just saying it's very addictive and overrated. But anyways, guys, I'll just see you guys in the next video. Maybe I'll make a Pokemon Go video. I don't know. We're just gonna have to see.